What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I'm your host, Jimmy Smith, and let's get this party started, ladies and gentlemen. The Eagles' initial 53-man roster, it has been set. So we are going to talk about that tonight, but I appreciate you taking the time. Appreciate all the likes, the subscribing, everything you're doing to support the channel. Truly appreciate each and every one of you. If you have any questions, any comments throughout this, please let me know. If you feel a certain way about somebody that was left off, maybe you want us to sign somebody, whatever it is. We talked about all of those things earlier today, all of the people released. We talked about some of the people available. So many people were cut. So maybe tomorrow we'll get into that. We'll talk about the practice squad, all of that great stuff. But I want to get this party started. So I appreciate each and every one of you for taking the time tonight. So let's get into this. First, we're going to talk about the people that were waived and released by the Eagles, the whole list since we've been down to 80, just in case you missed it. So first, we'll talk about the release. And this just means that they can be put right back on the roster. They can't be claimed by anyone. They don't have to go through the waiver process. So you could get Deion Kane, LaRaven Clark, Anthony Harris, Jaquiski Tardidell, Cameron Tom back on this roster. You could sign them. I think LaRaven Clark, Deion Kane, Anthony Harris, definitely a possibility to be signed back on this roster. So watch for the Eagles to place a couple guys on IR. And then I think a couple of those guys will be back. And then the entire list of people waived. You see on the left there, offense, you've got Devin Allen, which surprised some people. Britton Covey surprised some people. And I think that both, they showed some promise, but obviously a long way to go. So hopefully they can end up on the practice squad. Nobody picks them up. But you had Anderson, Awasika on the offensive line there. And then Kennedy Brooks, the running back. I know a lot of people liked him. Didn't think he would make it. I think we could go the veteran route or maybe somebody released. Didn't think he was that guy. John Hightower, Jason Huntley brought something in the return game, but not much else. So, and Hightower really didn't bring anything to the return game. Let's be honest with ourselves. Carson Strong, we talked about yesterday, just wasn't doing it, man. So maybe he ends up on the practice squad, but there will be a quarterback on the practice squad. Noah Togiai, if a team doesn't claim him, you could see him on the practice squad. Really like that kid, but we know how that went last time. The Colts obviously took him from us. Now on the defensive side of the ball, you got Blackwell, Sasha Ray, Ellis, Goodrich, Gowan, Matt Leo, Mac McCain, Stevens, Vincent, Wilson, Wren. And only surprise really to me here, well, there's two. Andre Sasha, who I thought brought really, a nickel corner, a free safety, and he's a special team ace. So he brings depth. And I really think that I really like him, but they're going a different direction. You got Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, but for me, Sasha was more about depth. But Reed Blankenship, I wanted him to make this roster, so pumped about that. Hope to see Sasha on the practice squad. And then Tay Gowan was hopeful that he could show out, and he did some good things this offseason, but did a lot of bad things too. So he was let go, but nothing that was too surprising. We talked about all of these moves. So that is the entire list of all of the people that were waived and released today, just in case you missed any of that stuff. Nina in the building. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate all of you. And, I hope you're doing well, but let's go because it's time to party. I'll be real with you. This roster, I know the depth didn't look great in preseason. People scared. Look, they're not going to be starting. I don't care. And when those guys do get action, it'll be on special teams. And if they have to play with the starters, then it won't look like what we saw. So appreciate you taking the time, Nina. Hope you and the family are well. Let's get it started. What's going on, Tim? Hope you're doing well. Also, thank you, my man. Let's go. No excuse for our defense. Going to be awesome. Jimmy, my man, let's go. We're throwing it out there, dude. Money, money, money. Let's go. Love all the nicknames you guys come up with. Pretty hilarious. My whole life, I've gotten 8,000 nicknames all the time. So I love when you guys come up with new ones. Let's get it started. What's up, my man? Let's go. You know it. And, dude, very excited about Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Check out the video from earlier. Broke down some things about him. But, yes, let's go. We'll talk about him here in a second when we get to the safeties. But, yo, my man Christian in the building. Nice to see you, dude. Hope you are well. Appreciate everybody coming into this. And, look, we're going to get this started. We're going to go position by position, talk about the roster. Then we're going to talk about the count, how many we have on each. And got the numbers right last night, but a couple things mixed up. So 27 on defense, 23 on offense. And the reason I felt that way last night was because I think a couple guys are going on IR. You're going to add maybe a running back or quarterback. I think quarterback on the practice squad, but there's open positions. So hope you're doing well. Mario Goodrich will hope to get on the practice squad, but someone could definitely pick him up. Reed Sinet, laughing faces. sorry if you wanted him on this roster. I've been trying for a couple weeks, few weeks, to explain to people that this guy's just not good. I don't know what the media was pushing out there, but I didn't see it. So I don't even think he's going to make it on the practice squad. He's just not that good. So I think there's other guys who could be interested. Other guys, even Carson Strong, I would bring back before him. So there it is. But let's get into this 53-man roster. What has Nick got to play with here? I can't wait to see this in action. Just like 12 days away. I'm really, I can't wait. Let's go. Let's start it off, baby. We're going to start with the quarterbacks. And, a lot of people maybe thought I was crazy, but 2 quarterbacks isn't that crazy. So I had us going with 2. I feel that is just a smart thing to do here. Hopefully nothing happens. You get someone on the practice squad in case anything happens. No brainer there. 3 running backs. That's what we've been talking about for a while now. There's no surprise there, but what would be bringing a 4th running back. I think we could definitely do that. A lot of options out there, so we'll see if the Eagles go ahead. Maybe even bring back a familiar face in Jordan Howard. Don't think you have to do that. A lot of young talent out there, Reichwell, Armstead, and Abram Smith. So many guys you could add to this room. We'll see what the Eagles decide to do, but 3 makes sense here. Now, wide receiver, we talked about this for a while. I had us almost keeping 6 a couple weeks ago when we were talking about it, and then this past week, I just changed my mind. And Jalen Reagor, I didn't feel, if he got traded, that's when we keep maybe 6 because we don't really know about 5 and 6 because of Kane and Covey or maybe Devin Allen. So we talked about that and we figured, if Jalen Reagor's on this roster, we're only keeping 5. Now, he could still definitely be traded. But for me, I think, if he pans out and he's pretty much, you could have Quez and other guys returning, but he's our return guy. So I'm hoping he improved like we had seen, and hopefully he's doing more behind the scenes. So I'm hopeful for the young man. Let's go. So there's 5 wide receivers, and then the 3 tight ends we've been talking about here. The Y-type tight end in Dallas Goedert, your H-back in Jack Stoll, and the F-type tight end in Grant Calcaterra. So you've got 3 different kind of tight ends. Cannot wait to see the 12, 13 personnel. And then when Tyree Jackson's able to come off that PUP list after 4 weeks, we'll see if he's ready week 5, but excited to see how that plays out. Excited about those 3 tight ends and the 4th there on the PUP list. Now, offensive line, Andre Dillard still here. Let LaRaven Clark go. We talked about this, a possibility before. Brett Toth, we can get him back. You've got guys like Jack Driscoll and now Josh Sills, who I didn't see coming. Versatile guys that can play tackle as well. So we just hope everybody stays healthy. Best offensive line in the game. Then at guard, you have Dickerson, Sayamalu, love it. Opeta, Driscoll, Sills, all about it. And then at center, of course, Jason Kelsey, and then his protege, Cam Jurgens. Very excited about this offense. The #1 rushing attack. But now I feel we're going to open up that playbook, going to see a lot more passing, but a lot of development from Jalen Hurts is going to help just everything. So I'm ready to run through a wall. I'll be real with you. Come Carson Strong didn't get a real opportunity when I play Reed. I think really they just didn't like what they saw from Carson Strong. And then Reed Sinnett, they were on the edge here. Do we want to even keep him on the practice squad, or should we be hunting? So they gave him enough time to prove that he is not good. And I think that now they will go after someone else to put on the practice squad. Word, Tyree was at the game Saturday yelling at the coaches to put Strong in. Well, we all were, man. And look, they obviously just didn't like what they saw from him. And that knee injury maybe still bothering him. Some people don't come back right. So it is what it is. Maybe he's on the practice squad, but I saw the Eagles going with 2 there, and that's what they decided. I'm good with it. New safety's fired. You're damn right. Talk so much shit. Yeah, and check out that video from earlier. Definitely very excited about Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. We'll talk about him here shortly as we get through this defense. But let me know how you feel about that offense. How do you think, Howie and Nick did together, and obviously all the coaches and staff there, but we can all be hopeful for Reagor. We tried the last couple of years, but he does how does he mends his own mentals as the roster blows past him year to year? Could he even play as returner for us? Yeah, he made the roster, and he is our returner. So, honestly, our wide receiving core is serious. Reagor might get traded midseason. Yep, he can always be traded. He's best fit with, and that's the thing. If he pans out, it's like, dude, we're good with Pascal and Watkins as your 3A, 3B. Your 1A, 1B are just fine. And AJ Smith and obviously, or AJ Smith. Wow. See, they're just one person, AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. I was like, wait, what did I say? But dude, how exciting is it? Because people don't even know that Zach Pascal led the league, tied with Cooper Kupp for 9 red zone targets last year. He is a red zone threat. They don't even know that. Quez Watkins, your home run threat. Obviously, I have compared Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown to Larry Fitzgerald and Anquan Bolden. Just that dynamic, not who they are. Not saying these guys are Hall of Famers right now. I think they will be, but it's going to take some time. But I just see this as being one of the best groups. And then having Reagor there, he better bring something to the return game. Hopeful that he just keeps improving because we need help there. Didn't keep anyone else. We'll see what other moves we make in the next 24 hours, and I will keep you up to date on that. But let's get through this defense. Now, interior, we talked about Marlon Tuipulotu, and I kept leaving him off, but I kept saying I might just have to put him on, and I never did. But this dude made the team. Congrats to him. Very happy for him. We know he's very talented, but last year didn't really show much. A little injury nagging, I do believe, there for him, but he has really shown out. Love to see it. You got 12 defensive linemen. Saw some people considering it 9. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to consider the people playing on the defensive line as defensive linemen. So we'll go through. There's the interior. Now, edge rushers. We talked about Matt Leo probably wasn't going to make it. Maybe he'll be put on that practice squad, but really felt Teron Jackson could make it. And that's some nice edge rusher depth. These are the guys that are going to play defensive end in your even fronts, and they're going to play some weak side linebacker. Not so much Brandon Graham, not so much Teron Jackson, and don't really want to see too much Derek Barnett, but he will get his snaps. And these guys will play that outside linebacker in odd fronts. But I love the depth on that side. And then on the other side, and yes, these are linemen, Hassan Reddick, Kyron Johnson, and Patrick Johnson. You guys remember last night I switched it up. I said, I'm keeping all damn 3, keeping both the Johnsons. I couldn't decide. It was killing me. All season. You know I love Kyron Johnson, that 4.4 speed, played a little inside linebacker, finished up 2 years defensive end. So come on, man. That's just like Hassan Reddick fits that Sam linebacker role. Patrick Johnson did well last year, and then this offseason he looked even better. I love it. 12 defensive linemen. Whoo! I was talking about how it might be intriguing because I had 11. 12. You love to see it. Let's go. Let's get after the quarterback, man. We were 31st in the league last year in sacks with 29. That's unacceptable. So let's go Birds. I'm getting pumped here. I'm going to be real with you. In a second, going to get to the linebackers and secondary. Check out some of these. Gaining a 0 reason not to take this D. Yeah, this D was awesome last year. You know, we were 10th in total yards at the end of the year. Obviously, the beginning of the year had some struggles, but you expect that from first-year coaches. We talked about how great Jonathan Gannon is, and a lot of people, the media fans, were so confused this offseason they didn't even know that we ran odd fronts. So it told me they didn't know what they were watching or just weren't watching. So didn't really take too much to what those people said. You saw the Broncos, Texans trying to get Jonathan Gannon as a coach. My man, legal side. Yo, what's up, dude? I appreciate all of you guys tuning in, but let's get excited. You know, don't listen to the media, what they're telling you. I explained the defense all offseason, what we needed to add, why we needed to add a nose tackle, Sam linebacker, corner, 2 linebackers, safety, broke it all down. Now they're on their heels, and there's all flip-flopping. Oh, I love the Eagles. I always said. And it's like you just called us the Browns a couple weeks ago, or months, whatever it was. But I don't forget. Needs to get aggressive and stop. No, he just needed the right pieces. So really excited. Also very excited about the Chauncey Gardner-Johnson trade. Beautiful addition. These are the pieces we talked about all of last year. This is why I was so confused this offseason when they said about changing defense. I was like, what? This is why we need those pieces. So this dude can actually show everybody what he can do, why people wanted him as their head coach, dude. We're looking great. Been trying to get people and heading in the right direction since last year, showing the ammo we had and how he has done everything he can to use that. Thank you, Howie. I'm so glad I got to thank him a couple weeks ago because this dude, he's on fire, and I love every second. Why is there a returner? Why show powers? The rest of it. Oh, that's who we got as a returner. That's man, I can't wait until next Sunday. Yeah, I'm ready for Eagles football. I'll be real with you. Javon unhappy. You know, it's over for K. Johnson to make it. This guy's so underrated. He's crazy strong and quick. Yeah, man. That's, you know, I've been talking about Javon unhappy. No, but very happy that Kyron Johnson has made it. Excited about this team. Let's finish it up. Let's take a look at the linebackers we talked about. Would Davian Taylor make this roster? He ended up making it. We did keep 5. We talked about this offseason. We kept 5 last year, so not a big surprise here, but a quite improved room here, ladies and gentlemen. White, Dean Edwards leading the show. Cannot wait to see this linebacking corp. And now we'll on to the secondary. We kept 5 corners, but Josiah Scott will be playing a lot of free safety, a lot of nickel corner. We've talked about that all of this offseason. That's why you add someone like Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. This is exactly why. This is exactly what we talked about all offseason. So you've got versatile guys that can do that. He and Avonte Maddox will be switching. We talked about in the red zone, Gardner-Johnson on some of the bigger guys, the tight ends, receivers, running back, certain guys. You don't want Avonte. You put him back at free safety. There is some things to be done. think Joby, something could be happening to him. We'll talk about that in a second. Then on to the safeties. Man, love having Gardner Johnson. Really excited about the future for Epps. You got Kayvon Wallace still here, giving him hope here. We'll see if he can bring something to the table. But Reed Blankenship, very, very happy for that young man. So happy that he made this roster. Talked about how much he was showing out this offseason. So congrats to him. That is your defense. And then, of course, to complete the 53, you have your specialist. So Sipos, hopefully he has improved. He said he's been working on some things, so we'll hope that he just keeps getting better. Very excited about this team in all facets of the game. So Michael Clay, do your thing with those special teamers. Ladies and gentlemen, that 53, that's got me pumped, man, and it was pretty close. And, thank you very much. And we had the 27 and 23. Let's jump in and look at that for a second. Kyron Johnson, I think, will outplay Dean. Well, they don't play the same position, my guy. He is a Sam linebacker, and Nakobe Dean will be playing actual off-ball linebacker. So, two completely different positions. You will see Kyron Johnson on the line a lot of times, but he will drop in coverage, just like Hassan Reddick. He is Hassan Reddick's backup. Just like when a lot of people were confused when we signed Hassan Reddick. Oh, we don't need a middle linebacker now. He is not a traditional middle linebacker. People get confused by what a Sam linebacker is, especially in these multiple schemes. This guy is a pass rush specialist, but he can drop into coverage. So think of them as linemen, not linebackers. Nakobe Dean is the future here. He will not be outplaying him. So now the positional count, we talked about this yesterday. I had 23, 27, and I didn't have to change anything here with the numbers. We kept 2 quarterbacks, 3 running backs, the 5. We did all that. So that stayed the same. And then on defense, I talked about this because I think a couple guys are going on IR. I'll talk about them in a second here, but look at that. 12 defensive linemen. You got 5 interior, 4 edge rushers, and then your Sam linebackers are edge rushers, but they also drop into coverage. They have different roles, but that's 12 defensive linemen. Love to see it. 5 linebackers, 10 in the secondary. So again, you're going to see some moves. So let's talk about those moves because I made you a projected depth chart and what I think is about to happen here, who I have as the starters. So let's take a gander. If you guys have any questions, comments before I end this, please let me hear it. Do you agree with all these things that happen? Whatever's on your mind, love to hear it. 2 things wrong. Jack Anderson over Sills. Had Sills in the practice squad. Then I had Sasha Ray and Harris making it, but obviously we traded it. Yeah, man. Hey, it happens. And look, it's fun breaking all this stuff down. I love doing this stuff for you. So glad I could get the numbers right. I always tell you, there's going to be a bunch of guys you don't even know on this roster, practice squad, all that stuff. So tomorrow we'll be talking about whoever we add because I'm going to show you here. I think some guys end up on the IR, but Stills makes the most sense. He performed well because, yeah, man, and he's a versatile dude. So they love him. He's a big-ass dude, and I'm excited for him. Love the mullet. So bring it back, dude. Josh Jobe is good. Yeah, you guys know I had him the entire offseason making this squad. Very happy for him. Blankenship, very happy. He did great. I don't know if you didn't see that, but he was doing awesome. Not sold yet. Like what I saw. Yeah, man. And look, if you saw the other guys, you'll see why he made it over them and why we made a trade. That's why. It's not like he's the best. So safety, still everyone's concern. I get it, but this front seven is going to make things much easier on everyone. I'm talking about them being rookies. What are you talking about here, man? No doubt. No doubt. I think that Nakobe Dean's going to see a lot more snaps. So hopefully Kyron gets to bring it to the table. You guys know how I feel about him. Very exciting future, but there's a role carved out for Nakobe Dean. Well, he'll be covering a lot of the running backs, tight ends, certain receivers when you don't want TJ Edwards doing that. So he will be almost a starter, whereas Kyron Johnson will be a backup and could even be a backup to Patrick Johnson. But very excited for Kyron's future, man. Who will get more time, Cox or Javon? They'll both pretty much see the same amount of time. I broke it down so many times where I think Javon maybe sees a little bit more if you're looking, but it's not going to be much. I mean, they're going to be, everybody talked about all season who plays, over who. They're all playing next to each other. That's why it's important to understand the multiple schemes. And we all saw how the media was confused about that. 53, proud of that one. Yeah, man. Very excited. Do you think Harris or Tart be brought back? Yeah, I was talking about that earlier. Not sure if you missed that, Alex, with when we were explaining what the waiver and the release is. When the guys are released, they don't have to go through the waiver claim. You could see LaRaven Clark, Anthony Harris, any of those guys, Deion Kane brought back because that's how it goes. But let's take a look at this depth chart now. So the 2 guys on the PUP list. All of this, only thing I had to change here was I switched Sills in there. So This bad boy was the same as yesterday. We talked about this. Very, very excited about this offense, and I can't wait when we get Tyree Jackson back. Very excited for that. Those pup guys do not count against the roster. That's why they're there, and that's why it's 55 guys on the roster. Anyways, here on to the defense. Very excited, man. You got depth everywhere. Obviously, only one nose tackle. That's all you need when you're running those odd fronts. One nose tackle. Now, you've got a plethora of defensive tackles. So Cox, Hargrave are your starters. But Milton Williams, he is going to see a lot of snaps. He'll be able to spell one or the other. So he'll be playing with one of those guys. Very excited about that. And obviously, Sweat, Graham, Barnett, Jackson. Love that edge rusher rotation on the other side. But Hassan Reddick, Patrick Johnson, Kyra Johnson just mentioned. You know I'm through the roof about that. Kaiser White, Bradley, Taylor, Edwards, and Dean as your linebackers. Very exciting. And then, the secondary I have here, this is intriguing because you've got Slay and Bradbury, your outside corners. McPherson can play inside and out. A little bit more inside right now. Don't trust him too much outside. You hope that these guys stay healthy. But Josh Jobe, I'm not sure. He's got a cat or some kind of contraption on his elbow there. And the way they explain it, I'm not sure what it is exactly, if it were a cast or just a brace, but Josh Jobe has something on there, and it doesn't sound like he's going to be ready. So maybe he gets put on IR, only has to miss the first 4 weeks. You bring in somebody else, bring back an Anthony Harris, like I had mentioned last night and earlier in the video. So I think just like last night where I had Jobe and Scott going on IR, those are 2 possible moves to happen. So that clears open 2 roster spots for you. So you bring back a Harris, you bring in a running back, you do whatever the hell you want. So we'll keep our eye and we'll keep our ear to the grain. We'll see what the Eagles do. But at safety, I expect to see Jobe, Scott used at safety. Same with Devontae Maddox. So think of Maddox as your depth there. But I think you definitely need to bring in Anthony Harris or somebody in here because you've got Epps and then you've got Harris and Blankenship and Wallace. I trust more as strong safeties right now and not so much as free safeties, but it doesn't matter what you're calling them right now. But beyond that, here's the special teams, and that is your depth chart. And this didn't change either. And this is wild, man. I know Rager's there. Let's see what he's got this year. And if not, you got to make a trade. You got to add to the room. We've got cap space still. Tomorrow, once all the numbers are figured out and everything, I will give you the Eagles cap, all of that stuff you want to know. So stay tuned. We'll get through it. But that's all I got for you tonight. Anything that is on your mind, please feel free to let me know. I'm about to roll out here in a second, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me get through some of these comments here. Okay, who has the most important role on defense? Jonathan Gannon. Yeah, just hopped in. Appreciate you tuning in, my man. What's your thoughts on new DB from New Orleans? Very excited, D. Go check out that video from earlier, ready to run through a wall. And you can go check out 2 seconds ago when I was talking about him. I think Chauncey Gardner, he brings that versatility we talked about as a nickel corner that can play free safety. We have talked about that with so many players on this roster. This is what Jonathan Gannon wants, and you've got a stud, a tough, just Philly-made guy. Love it, dude. Sorry to be so brief, but you can go check that one out. I broke it down, gave you some stats, whatever you guys wanted to know, but very excited about that, my man. I wanted to keep him at times, and then this past week, I didn't feel. So practice squad, if you need to bring him up, you can do that. So we shall see what they do. But yeah, I agree. I liked him for sure, but he needs some work for sure. Pretty good depth chart. Would like another running back, and I think they could definitely add one, as I've been saying. I like Kane too. Love it, dude. Hell yeah. Where do you think he'll play in the schemes? Go check out those videos, man, from the other schemes, and it would be the same thing ringing too. The same tune ringing for all those other guys. I don't even know where I'm at. Josiah Scott, all those guys. But as I said earlier today, I'm going to make a new video with him in it. So that way you can see. But yeah, as I just explained, all those positions I was just mentioning, you don't have the new safety in. What the hell? What do you mean? Oh, I didn't switch it on the depth chart thing. I was like, what do you mean I didn't put him in there? I just literally told you guys I'm out to sea here, so bear with me. I literally couldn't believe I even got those ready for 6:30 because I gotta get rolling at 7. So if you can't tell, I'm trying to hurry up a little bit, but I got them all in. I was like, yeah, good job. I knew there would be something. I am a high plains drifter. Already said he's playing safety for us. Yep. And I don't. Let me see. Did I not have him on the safeties? Hey, sorry, I could have swore I saw him right there. Yeah. Oh, right there. Chauncey. Yeah, sorry, I don't have his number for you there, but there he is, 5'11", 210, 3 years. And if you want to know his stats and everything else, go check out the video from earlier. But yeah, there's that. Yes, I just forgot to switch the name. We're all very aware. Sorry, dude. I don't know if you guys just stopped paying attention when I was just talking about him. Yes, and the beginning video where he's got, hey guys, is Anthony Harris got? I don't know if he's got released Anthony Harris there. Oh, there's also a picture of him there. So yes, guys, sorry for the typo. Was looking for names to switch and didn't switch that one. So yeah, Anthony Harris is gone. Anybody that missed it, that's what I mean. You can play nickel. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yep, and yep, Alex has got it. Appreciate you, my man. Sorry, guys. I thought that the graphic right before that would have had you on the right track. My apologies if that threw you off. But no, he did not come back in 3 seconds and I switched the graphic. That did not happen. But I'm excited. Dude, I appreciate you, D. Very much so. You guys have a great night, but I really do have to get going here. And look, I'd love to keep talking. I'm not trying to cut any of you short here, but some of these, dude, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make it short, and then it just keeps going. So but I love you guys. I appreciate everything that you guys have to say. So keep it coming. And if you guys have anything to say after I get off, you can rewatch it. Some of you guys seem like you were saying things, you missed some stuff. If you rewatch it, you can always comment down below. I always get back to everybody. Always, 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 always. So I appreciate all of you guys. Love it. Money, dude. I'm just trying to rain on you guys here, but yes, if you enjoyed this content, do me a favor, hit that like button. You can subscribe to the channel, turn that notification bell on. Join us next time. We'll be talking live. I always love to hear your guys' thoughts. This weekend, we'll have a little show where we just pretty much hear everything from you guys. I want to hear what you guys think of this roster. We'll break down tomorrow, though, what is going to happen because people are going to be placed on IR. People will be signed. Things will happen. Maybe a trade. I know a lot of you guys want that. So maybe. We'll see. But I appreciate each and every one of you. If you guys need anything, you can always reach out to me, whether you want to talk about birds, life, whatever it is. I truly mean it, please. And those of you who do, I love you and I appreciate you. Love the family we have built here, and we're going to keep on building. Thank you again to everybody that helped me get to 1,000. Let's keep on building, baby. Let's go. Appreciate all of you. But I hope you're having a great week so far. Again, if you need me, reach out. But until next time, I'm Jimmy Smith. This is On the Road to Victory. You guys stay safe out there. And as always, go Birds!